right, welcome. I'm here with Chip Baker today. I'm excited to have a great conversation with him. He's a best-selling author, a speaker, podcaster, and he's got the Success Chronicles. You've got to check those out. But Chip, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, Jeff, first off, thanks so much for having me. I truly appreciate it, and it's always good when you can connect with yes, like-minded, but more so like-hearted people. And so I'm thankful to have the opportunity to hang out
Absolutely.
with you. But myself, Chip Baker, I'm a fourth-generation educator, teacher, and former coach. I've been blessed and fortunate to be raised by some great people as well as being around some awesome folks to learn from in my career. This is my 22nd year in education, and I started the Success Chronicles a little over 4 years ago to show appreciation and give back to those amazing people that I was talking to you about, and just to highlight their stories because we had great conversations, and I couldn't keep it to myself, right? So I had to share it with the world. So that's what I do: interview people and just share their stories, and it's truly been a blessing. It's truly been a neat journey.
Awesome. No, thank you. So tell me about your coaching. What's your coaching experience as?
So I've coached football and powerlifting were my two main. I also have coached track before, but I was the O-line coach at Conroe High School for 12 years, head powerlifting coach. Got an opportunity to go back to my hometown for a couple of years to be head football coach and athletic director. And so it's been like I said, it's been a neat ride. Have learned lots of great things. Have made some amazing relationships with people, and so that brings us to where we are now.
That's awesome.
Yes,
It's
sir.
interesting. My dad was a school teacher.
Mm,
And so all through junior high, he was my basketball coach. And my brother's a school teacher. He's a superintendent now, but his experience was as soon as he got into teaching, he started coaching basketball. And to see the impact he had on different kids, and that had a lot to do with me getting into coaching as well. And I
mm.
had the opportunity to coach with him for a while, and it was really cool. And so, yeah, I've got such a respect for educators and those that go the extra step to put their coaching talents to help kids too. You
Oh
know,
man, when you hear the word coach, like it just that gives me chills just saying the word, because it's so impactful. And just like you were saying, as you were talking about, your family members, I'm reflecting on those coaches that I had in my life, that made such a huge difference in my life, and they didn't have to, you know,
right.
but they did. And so I'm forever grateful. And really, when I started, those were the people that I interviewed first on my Success Chronicles. I went back
Right.
and found Coach Reeder and Mr. McDaniel. My elementary school, all of those people that were just, man, important in my life. That who I wanted to be like.
That's something I really believe in is as a coach, especially when you're at the high school level. You're sure I coach basketball, but it's so much more than basketball.
No,
I
it's
mean,
life.
you have an opportunity to help shape these kids and direct them where they're going to go. And the reason I have such a belief in that is because I look back at my coaches and the
Yes.
impact they have had on who I am today because of what some people just look at as they had me in a gym running up and down the floor
Yeah.
dribbling the ball around, but it
Yeah.
was so much more than that. So yeah, no, it's incredible.
It's life. Teach you
It
life
is.
lessons.
It
You,
is.
you learn so many. I mean, like you as a youngster, you don't know this. You just think you're doing the sport, right? But what you don't know is that you're learning disciplines within the sport that are transferable skills that you'll take and use in your life for the rest of your life. And so,
Absolutely.
when we are the ones that are teaching that, we know how beneficial it is and what they need to know. They don't know that, but we do. And I think when you can make it relevant, I think the ability to be a great coach lies within the ability to make it relevant to them and explain to them, hey, I'm getting on you because this. You got to have your butt on time because in life you can't be late, right? So just little things like that make a huge difference. It's important.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually just recently did a podcast on some of these things, on the benefits of doing hard things
Mm,
as an athlete and how that's going to help you in life. I mean, as an example, there was one time last year with my team, we condition a lot because I like to
mhm.
run and gun. And,
Yeah.
I started at the first of practice, okay, 5 up and backs. And so it's up and back 5 times. And by the end of practice, they didn't realize I was keeping track of how many we were doing. All they knew is we did a lot of running that practice. And we did 101 up and backs. And that's a lot, but there was
Yeah.
a purpose behind it because there's a lesson to be learned. And I talked to them about doing hard things. And if they would have walked in at the beginning of practice and I said, we're going to do 101 up and backs, all of a sudden, oh, my knees hurt, I'm
Yeah.
sick,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta go, whatever. But now at the end, they had completed them. Not only did they realize they could do hard things, but man, they were proud of it. You don't think they went and told their friends that we did
You know,
101 up and backs? And so what are your thoughts on that, on doing the hard things as youth and how it transfers into their lives?
that brings us into, kind of your specialty and what your mindset. For me, I think mindset is everything. I think when you can knuckle down and do the hard stuff every day and be consistent with doing it, it makes you so much better, right? And just like you talked about, um, it gives you a sense of pride because without a shadow of a doubt you put the work in and you deserve it, right? and
Absolutely.
and and so not an arrogance, but just a true sense of grit and pride to know that, man, if I could do that, I can get through anything. And there's things in my life that I've gone through in my life, and nothing has been tougher than those 16-110s that we had to run as our running test, in college, or that two a days my first freshman year, where I feel like coach tried to kill us, like all of those kind of things. But it's been nothing tougher in my life than that, right? And so if I could make it through that, or 101 up and backs, bro, like what you gonna throw at me? Like, I ain't scared of nothing. Let's go, right?
Absolutely.
And it helps with your mindset. I think that it's so good to just. And then another thing that it brings me point to, I have a son that's in junior high, and he plays football, and that was a conversation I had with him when he was getting into football. Football is my thing, but for him, I wanted him to know that football don't have to be your thing, because it's my thing. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to live through you, but whatever it is you choose to do, I expect you to work your butt off, do hard stuff every day, show up with a good attitude, take care of business, do what's expected of you above and beyond, and be the best version of yourself that you can be within that. That's the expectations, right? And just when you said that, do hard stuff, I got a little passionate when I said that to him, right? Just do hard stuff every day. And so, like, him and my wife, they make fun of me. Man, I just want you to do hard stuff, but that's what it is. Like, when you just do the simple hard stuff every day, you see that, oh wait, I am capable. Oh wait, it gives you confidence. Like, you go from, and I've seen it in athletes. You have a guy that's a freshman that comes in. He barely looks at you when he speak. He won't even shake your hand timidly. But then you teach him those things. Shake my hand with a firm handshake. Look me in the eye like a man. Then within a year, like, he's built that confidence and he's walking upright and he smiles and looks you in the eye. So, like, all of those things, it's a direct correlation to it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you on that. And as you're talking about that, given the example of the shy individual, that, how they progress. As I mentioned to you earlier, I'm helping my daughter. I'm her assistant coach on our junior
Mm,
high team right now. And yesterday, um, she had given an assignment to the team to, on their own time, shooting a number of foul shots and whatnot. And so during our practice, she says, okay, I want to hear your results. Tell me what you did. And there's some, oh, I didn't get it done. I didn't have time. And so, that's the accountability part. And
Right.
I mean, right there, there's a lesson opportunity, a teaching opportunity. And, the teaching opportunity yesterday was, okay, she didn't have enough time to do it, she says. So guess what everyone's doing? Get on the line. And, that's another personal accountability thing that,
Yeah.
through sports, she's going to learn, when whatever you make a priority, you're going to make time for. And so
Yeah.
there's lots of life lessons in athletics for sure.
Oh man, so many.
So I would like to hear your thoughts on, one thing we deal a lot with is athletes that are in a slump, or they're down, or they're just getting down on themselves. How do you deal with that?
Well, I think I'm an acronym guy, and I have an acronym for mindset, which helps with the thought processes. And for me, the acronym is LPOs, and the L is limits. Really, if you limit yourself, you limit yourself, right? So like the only person that can hold you back from achieving and doing and being whatever it is you want to do and be is, guess who? Oh wait, you, right?
You.
Like you like it's nothing standing between like you iron opportunity, right? Between you and you achieving whatever it is you want to do or be. And then the P is possibilities. The possibilities are possible, right? Like, I told you a little bit about my background story, but I was raised, in a single parent home, and all of those things that you can look at as excuses, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But what you have to do is choose to use those as your motivation, which helps you say, hey, we're not doing that anymore, or change the trajectory, right? And so, the possibilities are possible. Just whatever it is you want to be, like an author, whoa, a podcaster, YouTube, whoa, like, yeah, it's possible, right? A coach, whoa, we talk, like, coach, that's a powerful word, right? Like,
Yeah.
whoa, and so it's possible. And then the O is opportunities. you know Opportunities bring opportunities. And I tell this story about, I mentioned to you earlier those people that were great in my life that made a difference that I wanted to be like. But there was one guy I mentioned, Mr. McDaniel. He's my elementary school principal. He's my little league baseball coach. He was one of the guys in my life that I wanted to grow up and be like. Right? When I grew up to be a big boy, I want to be Mr. McDaniel, right? And so, all I knew is growing up, is do right, treat people right, work hard, give your all to whatever you're doing. My mom made sure of that. But Mr. McDaniel saw those traits in me growing up. I played 4 sports for 4 years in high school. Went to college, played college football at West Texas A&M University, and then when I graduated, of course, broke college student looking for a job, right? Uh, and I applied in the district where I currently am now, which is Conroe Independent School District. And little did I know, the principal that I was applying with, he knew Mr. McDaniel. I didn't know that, right? And so, he called us, Mr. McDaniel, and said, "Hey, I see this. I have this Chip Baker guy, applied for a job here at my school. What do you think about that guy?" Right? And Mr. McDaniel tells him, "Hey, he's a good dude. You need to give him an opportunity. You'll be glad to have him on your team." And he hired me, right? He gave me an opportunity for that job,
Awesome.
and not based on my qualifications, because that was my first job. I had no experience, right?
Right.
And there was a lot of people that was more experienced and more qualified than me. But he gave me that job because of what somebody else that he respected thought of me. So I got that job as a kid, right? Like I
Yeah.
I got my first teaching and coaching job by the things that I did as a kid and how I carried myself, growing up, because he saw those things in me. And so That's why I say opportunities bring opportunities, with your mindset. When you are just showing up, just having a great attitude, and just giving your all today, then you're in the moment and you're aware of what's going on, and you are the best version of yourself today, right? And then you reflect at the end of the day, you hit the ground running tomorrow, and you do the same thing. Just show up, just have a great attitude, and just give your all. And when you do that every day, man, you stack those days, and every day is a good day. Then it becomes a great week. Then it becomes months, and you see where I'm going. But
Absolutely.
you stack those great days. And what happens when you're blessed to go see the big man? Not only will you have left a legacy, but you will have lived a legacy by your day-to-day actions.
That is awesome. That's incredible. And I love that, the lesson in that our youth today can learn,
Yeah,
that the things they're doing today have an impact on their future.
big.
And the opportunity that was created for you from, like you said, when you were a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I'm sorry, Jeff, man. I get a little bit passionate about that. I'm sorry.
absolutely, I love it. I love it. Yeah. And it actually reminded me of something. I remember when I was just entering middle school, and I remember listening to the football coach, because my dad was a teacher. I had the opportunity to be around the teachers and hear him talking. And I had one of my best friends, Dirk. His older brother, Bryce, was a great football player. And I remember listening to my dad and the football coach, Bernie. They were talking, and he says, I could set my watch on that Bryce Salmon. I know exactly when he walks into that gym and starts
Come
working
on,
out. I know what time it is. I can
come
set my
on.
watch on. And that says a lot for a kid in middle school that's dedicated to a sport. And those are the things that carry on throughout your life. And you look at, I'm sure Coach Orr looked at that and respected that, and that respect carried on into adulthood for Bryce as well.
Oh man, and I think when you said that, the big word that comes up for me is consistency, right? And I
Yeah.
think for me, if there's one thing that people can say about me after I'm gone, they can say that I was consistent. I really be proud of that, right?
That's
Like,
awesome.
what I'm saying? Like I want people to know what you're getting from Chip Baker, and and people. I think I've done that, you know, like the people that are around me. I strive to, with everything I got every day, not just by what I say, but by my actions. I strive to provide that consistency. I want people around me to know what they're getting from me, and like you said, like I want to know they can depend on me. Like if I tell them I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be there early, and with a smile on my face, ready to go. It's go time, right? And so I think that's what it's all about. If we can get to consistency in our life, and the way we do that is by baby steps, young grasshopper. you know,
Yeah.
just baby steps. I mean, you just practice it every day. Just be in the moment every day. Do the bit. Don't worry about yes, plan for the future and learn from the past. Yeah, you got to do that. But the secret sauce is the ability to be in the moment and enjoy the moment that you're blessed to have right now, right? Because time is really our only valuable commodity. Like this, we don't get this second, this moment today ever again in our life, ever. So like, why not go all in right now? And have a good time with Jeff today. Like why
Yes.
not do that,
Right.
right?
Awesome. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right. One last thing.
yeah.
Give me your thoughts on the advice you would give to someone, whether they're a young athlete, a college athlete, or entrepreneur, anyone just trying to be as successful as they can. What is your advice on developing the mindset to do that?
Developing the mindset to do that. I think there's three P's for me. I think that it takes to develop the mindset, because I think first you need to know or reflect on what you want the end result to be, the end product. Like, what are you trying to achieve? What's your destination? And then from there, okay, let's just plan it out and go do those things. And it takes, the three P's is or persistence, 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 right? And what I mean by that, I just spell them different. They sound the same. I just spell them different. So the first persistence is PURE, persistence, right? Make sure that your intentions are pure. Make sure that your heart and your actions are pure with what you're doing. There's no ill will trying to get over anyone. Organically, just put in the work, right? Like it, like that's how you get to greatness. That's how you get through the mindset. Just do hard stuff, put in the grind, the work every day. That's how you get better, right? So that's persistence. Then persistence, PER, make sure that you're on point with every rep. Each rep is important. Reps make you better, right? So in your putting in the reps, for example, if I want to get strong, I can't look at the bar and say, hey, I'm gonna get strong, right? I got to get on the bar and put some heavy weight on the bar and move that bar a lot and hurt and push myself and do stuff with that bar that I didn't think I could possibly do, right? And that makes me mentally tough when I do that. So like now I'm like, hey, let's go put some more weight on there, and it boosts you and you continue to grow and it helps you with your mindset. And then the last persistence is PURR assistance, like a cat, right? A cat purrs, when they're happy. Hey, enjoy what you're doing. Put yourself in environments where you just truly love the process. Enjoy doing the work to get better, to be the best version of yourself so that you're mentally in the right space, right? And so that's what I think it takes. Persistence, persistence, persistence.
I love that. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.